let me tell you about what we've got coming up today. I'm going to be giving you my interview this week is with a local chap who's very lovely, very great musician. We'll hear some of his tracks from about 1 o'clock. His name's James Straits, and he will be joining me to chat about his new album, which is coming out later on this year. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to take you on a journey now through the past, present, and future of local singer-songwriter James Straits. He will be releasing his third album in September. It's going to be epic. He's just finishing it off, doing the final little polish on that. But he's released a few singles that we're going to hear in a few minutes' time. But first up, I thought I'd give a little bit of a chance for him to explain where the inspiration came from, where he gets his inspiration, and how the track sort of came about, which I realised all three of those things that I just said are exactly the same. You're in the process of releasing a brand new album, a load of new singles coming out. What goes through your mind when you've got those singles out there in the open? Is there sort of anxiety, excitement? What's going through your head right now?
I'm sure some people are super confident in what they release, but for me, because I write, record and produce everything myself, I'm always trying to improve. And so when I release something, I sort of compare to my previous work and try and make sure that I'm, equal or better is where I want to be, of course. And so each time I get a little bit anxious, each time I get a little bit, I wonder what people are going to think of this. But at the same time, I write the music. I like what I write. Otherwise, and I like what I put out. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it out. So,
does it feel like those songs? And we'll go on to talk about a few of them and even play a few of them later on in the show. But do you feel like those songs are really things that have come from your own personal experiences? Where does the inspiration usually come from?
Well, certainly some of them are from my own personal experiences. And these songs that I'm releasing now will be off my third album as a solo artist. So the first couple of albums, there was a lot of things in there which were personal. These ones, again, are personal, but I'm starting to get a bit more creative with some of my ideas. So some of the ideas just come to me as I'm starting to write the music, and I maybe just get a line of lyrics which goes with the melody that I've formed, and then I'll expand on that. And some of the ideas are sparked by conversations with friends or family, and I'll jot something down and think, I'll work on that later. That's interesting.
There's a few singles that you've released so far. Which one from the new album would you say you're most proud of? It's like choosing a favourite child and stuff. But
isn't it just? Do I have to pick one?
You can pick a few if you want.
Okay, well, I'll give you different reasons for different ones. So Heartstrings I really like. It's quite a beat, it's quite a full song. So I really like Heartstrings, and I think there's a nice sort of message in it that hopefully people will be able to relate to.
Darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Put my heartstrings into view. You push the darkness out of the light. Put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Do you manipulate me, or am I soft and just agree? When you need something done, you dip your head and you look up. It's what you do to get your way. Look up at me and gently sway, and look back down. And how do I say? I don't know, and I don't know if you make me sad. Your big brown eyes that look interview. You push the darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Put my heartstrings into view. You push the darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Put my heartstrings into view. You push the darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Put my heartstrings into view. You push the darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Put my heartstrings into view. You push the darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Put my heartstrings into view. You push the darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. Put my heartstrings into view. You push the darkness out of the light. You put my heartstrings into tune, and you play their song and enjoy the ride. The ride. Oh, and you enjoy the ride.
Nice, nice. So I listened to a few of the songs before I went on to air. I'd have to say Heartstrings is probably my favorite I've heard so far as well. How long did it sort of take to form a song like that? Obviously, you're writing, producing, editing, doing all sorts of things yourself, but how long does that process take for you?
The writing of the song probably only takes me a week or two, maybe, but it's the being satisfied with the instrumentation. So
Yes.
I'll write the song, I'll get the lyrics done. Maybe there'll be a couple of tweaks to them, but nothing major. The melody is sort of done. But then as I'm going through and layering the instruments, I want to make sure that bringing out the feeling of the song that I want. And that sometimes can take ages. I reckon on average, maybe 4 to 5 months. But there was a song I released off this album earlier on in the year, which was called Social Feed. And that was my problem child, to say, like children, like you said earlier. That probably took me about 11, 12 months. I was just
Okay.
never really happy with it.
I often like to tailor these interviews towards people maybe listening that are sort of younger, maybe sort of wanting to songwrite or sing themselves. If you've got any sort of tips, sort of getting into music.
Just do it. Right? If you're doing 10 minutes a day, right, do 10 minutes a day. Everyone could squeeze in 10 minutes a day, because what happens is you think, oh, I'll do it another day, I'll do it another day, and it doesn't come around. So just force yourself to do it. And what you'll find is when you force yourself to do it 10 minutes a day, you'll enjoy it, and you'll do 20 minutes or half an hour. And then before you know, an hour's gone. And then because you're sat at the instrument, you're using the instrument, things start to come out. In terms of songwriting, I think you've got to have an idea of what you want to try and get across. And then the lyrics will start to come. When the lyrics start to come for me, the melody starts to come, because you know what you're trying to say. And if you're spending the time at the instruments, those things will come out naturally. And don't be scared. The amount of times that you do something, the amount of times I've written a melody or a line of lyrics and later gone, oh, that's awful, and I've scrubbed it. That's fine. You can't expect to write something brilliant straight away all the time. You're going to write stuff which is awful, but you keep that to yourself, and you just release the bits that you're happy with.
So you said Rick came from your sort of emo side and some darker lyrics in there. What was the process like in bringing that together? There's sort of quite interesting graphics that you've got for it. What was going through your mind at the time?
It's metaphor, really. That whole song is for a power shift. Maybe when someone young is coming and taking over from someone old, or maybe it's a power shift in a relationship where someone's taking a bit more control than someone else, or maybe even in business. Or it's about someone who's been in position for a while in the role that they're in, whatever that might be, and there's a newcomer.
Once I held it in my hand, to hold the power and understand what it's like to be you, what it's like to take control. I'm losing my grasp on it. I feel the power begin to spare. It's so far to fall down, and now I'm one amongst the crowd. I see you way up there. I gotta climb back up and hold can't hold on no more. Oh, grab, grab, grab. Why don't you just grab when you can't hold on no more? Oh, one foot upon the road, one leap and a big gone. The journey back to the castle in the sun. One step for me to take. Pull up an escalade. Reach out your hand and pull me through the gate. I see you standing there. Your arms outstretched and a menacing stare. You don't wanna share your throne. You take me on, and down I go. Grab, grab, grab. Why don't you just grab when you can't hold on no more? Oh, grab, grab, grab. Why don't you just grab when you can't hold on no more? Oh, grab, grab, grab. Why don't you just grab when you can't hold on no more? Oh, grab, grab, grab. Why don't you just grab when you can't hold on no more? Oh.
In terms of, we talked a bit about inspiration in terms of for songs, but in terms of you as an artist, who are the singers, songwriters, bands, whatever, that have really inspired your voice and your songs so far?
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we need to go back a couple of decades, I'm afraid. I mean, back to Green Day, Pearl Jam, the Foo Fighters, and I know they're still around, still doing excellent work. All of those bands, they were my inspiration for a lot of what I do. Certainly, Pearl Jam, and Eddie Vedder's voice was incredible. I used to want to be able to sing like him, as well as Dave Grohl, of course, from the Foo Fighters. Anything like that is great. But in terms of that, that's my voice, and I play the guitar a lot as well. I play the piano more these days. But in terms of music, I take inspiration from music from everywhere. Things I hear on the radio, even orchestral stuff, and as well as I'll go and see quite a few live bands, and just listening to their sounds. I can even just catch something. You just hear something one day and go, oh, that's interesting, and I'll just remember that for the next time I'm putting something together, because I'm always play all my instruments, and so I play the piano, I play the guitars, and I sing myself. If I can't play it, I don't put it into my songs. And so if I hear something which inspires me, it encourages me to practice, it encourages me to go and do that.
You said about not really doing live music just because of sort of set up things, but if you did go out there and do a live set of your songs, where would be the dream places that you would perform?
Oh gosh, well, do you know what? It sounds really underwhelming maybe, but I just think even Weymouth Pavilion, right? Stick a piano on the stage, and if I could sell out the downstairs, I'd be so happy. Because many years ago I played with other people, and we had a larger dream, shall we say? But now I just think I'm happy with people just listening if they want to listen, and that's the thing. I want people to enjoy the music as opposed to just it being forced upon them.
One last thing I like to challenge people with: if you had to describe your new album in 3 words, what words would you use?
3 words, okay.
Like our triples.
Varied.
Okay.
Oh, this is difficult, man. Varied, hopefully relatable,
Oh, is that two words? Hopefully relatable.
No,
No,
relatable. Let's
no,
get
no.
relatable. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, relatable and varied, relatable, and you're gonna get me here. I might have to take in hopefully varied, relatable, and unique. Let's go unique.
And all that I know is from what I see and the things you say to me. But how can I trust you when your eyes are empty? I know, but I see and you're just on the screen. The eyes of an angel, but you can't help me. When I want someone to love, you don't even have a head that I can touch. You don't even have a pulse, you're just a screen. There's no ghost in your machine. When I want someone to love, you don't even have a head that I can touch. You don't even have a pulse, you're just a screen. There's no ghost in your machine. So what do I know? Now you walk beside me and you've outgrown your screen. And the way that we're living is not even creepy, but I long for someone's touch, someone's warmth and sense of love. But your hands are cold. You can't feel love and you'll never get old. So I turn my back on you, and my fellow humans do it too. And we've turned the sky to black, 'cause we don't want you fighting back. Sad scenes today. This technology we designed to help us, it's taken over us. They're waging war. How do you deal with something like they're waging war. We had a chance, you know. We had a chance to stop this before it began. Our curiosity got the better of us. And now we're behind. We're behind where we should be. And we're kept here. We're kept here by the technology that's supposed to help us. And it's now controlling us. This has to change. This has to change. Someone to love, you don't even have a head that I can touch. You don't even have a pulse, you're just a screen. There's no ghost in your machine. When I want someone to love, you don't even have a head that I can touch. You don't even have a pulse, you're just a screen. There's no ghost in your machine.
thanks to James for joining me today for a little bit of a chat about his new album. That's coming out in September. We'll hopefully play some more tracks from that as they drop over the coming months. Loved to hear from him.